Hey, what's up, everybody? Scott Spreitzer here, DocSports.com, and it's time for the top 5 college football countdown for Saturday, October 4th, 2025. Already October. Going to get to all 5 plays in a moment. Going to tell you a little bit about what I got going for my football card, which will be available on Thursday afternoon over at DocSports.com. That's all coming up in a bit off last week's tremendous week. But first, before we get to the top 5 countdown, real quick note, if you're not yet a member at DocSports.com, just want to give it a trial run, click on the link below the video. Get yourself set up for a free $60 account, which you can then use on any of our daily packages over at DocSports.com. It's basically a great way to give DocSports.com a trial run. Let's get to the top 5 countdown for Saturday, October 4th. Number 5 in the countdown is the under 44.5 between Minnesota and Ohio State. PJ Fleck of Minnesota would love to be able to control this game on the ground, work the clock, shorten the game. But I don't believe the Gophers are going to find a lot of success on the ground, which means their quarterback is going to be under a lot of pressure. I mean, that's what Ohio State does. He's a 64% passer this season. Not good, not bad. He's not great with his feet, and Ohio State does pressure the QBs, as I mentioned. Buckeyes, number 1 in yards per point allowed by a long way. Number 5 in conversion rate allowed when it comes to third downs for opposing offenses. I like this game to stay under the posted total, which as of, about 7 p.m. Eastern on a Wednesday evening, it's 44.5. Number 4 play. Boy, it seems like I've been involved with this team week in, week out this entire season, talking about the Duke Blue Devils. Going against them here. We won with Duke last week. They were in a great spot, and even more than that, Syracuse was in a horrible spot and without their quarterback a week ago, and Duke put it on the orange. This team, though, this Duke team, I think is going to have some trouble in their second straight road game, traveling all the way out west to Berkeley, California. You guys know, if you've been watching these videos, how much I do like Duke quarterback Mensah. He takes care of the football, throws a lot of passes, but doesn't throw a lot to the wrong color jersey. But Cal is really good against opposing passing games, no doubt about it. They got one of the best cornerbacks in college football who really does hawk receivers and read quarterbacks well. And I think he's going to cause a problem here for Mensah and the Duke offense. And then Cal's quarterback, we'll call him JKS, underrated freshman quarterback, 8-2 touchdown to INT ratio outside of one bad game at San Diego State. I like Cal plus the points. I think they'll pull the upset this week at home in Berkeley over the Duke Blue Devils. Number 4 play is California plus the points. Number 3, we're going to back Appalachian State. They're laying 1.5 points right now against Oregon State. They have moved to the favorite. Appalachian State has. As far as the Beavers, they're a team that's, for me, either play against or pass. Last week we passed. This week we're playing against them. And listen, they're 0-5. They got crushed in their first 4 games of the season. Then a valiant effort last week at home against Houston, but it came up short. The Beavers had 2 14-point leads in that game against the Cougars last week, and they weren't able to hang on. Appy State's off back-to-back road losses in tough environments, and they did outgain Southern Miss, by the way, in that loss. But they're, 53-9 in the last 62 homers. Oregon State gave up 43 points per game on the road so far this season. I'm going to back Appalachian State, my number 3 play in this week's countdown. Moving on to number 2, it's Miss State at Texas A&M. If you watch the Scott and Scott show on Sunday night, Monday morning, then you know that this A&M team got hit pretty hard by sharp action on Sunday afternoon. They're currently a 14.5-point favorite at home to Miss State. This game, by the way, it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The Aggies can really put points on the board. Just ask the Notre Dame defense. They can also win with their own defensive play. Just ask Auburn. They beat them 16-10 last week. They didn't cover that number, but they did hold Auburn to 9 first downs, 177 total yards. How about 3 yards per play? That's all the Tigers were able to muster against this Aggies defense. They slammed the door on Auburn. Arnold couldn't get on track through the air, harassed him with 5 sacks and a few hurries and pressures. And I think they can do the same thing here to the Bulldogs. I like A&M minus the points over Mississippi State, and that is the number 2 play in the countdown. Marquee matchup coming up in a moment. Here's what's going on for me this weekend. You can get all my plays on Thursday in college and pro football for the entire week. I've got a 7-unit in college football, 6-unit in the NFL, multiple game card. I've got at least 5 plays this week, and I'm coming to you Wednesday afternoon. I might even add a couple to this one, but at least 5 college and pro football plays led by those 2 top plays, the 7-unit college, the 6-unit NFL. We're on a 71% winning football run going back to September 13th. That overall run now, as you see there on your screen, 82-54 plus 85-80 going back to last September, mid-September of last year. All my work over on my homepage at DocSports.com. All right, let's get to the marquee matchup, everybody, and that is the clash between Miami and Florida State. Miami laying 4.5 points for the most part. There are a couple of 4s out there. My issue with Florida State is what happens if they can't run the football. They're averaging about 7 yards per pop, a little bit less than that. Miami only gives up 3 yards per carry, and the Hurricanes D completely slowed down an outstanding Notre Dame offense a few weeks ago. We had Miami in that game. If the Noles can't run, they're in trouble. They're averaging nearly, again, 7 yards per pop. It's the majority of their success on offense. And then their quarterback, Tommy Castellanos, was averaging about 13 passes per game through their first 3 games, including just 14 in the big win over Alabama. They fell behind last week at Virginia. They made some mistakes. He had to throw the ball 32 times because they fell behind. He only completed 56% of his passes, 2 interceptions, only 1 touchdown pass. And then you have the well-oiled Miami offense. Carson Beck, serious talent to throw to. I like Fletcher and Brown running the football. They combined to run for 196 yards against Florida last week. And finally, while Miami usually has the least of it when it comes to head-to-head coaching matchups, these 2 coaches are pretty close to even money in this one with Mario Cristobal and Mike Norvell. I think it's a wash. So I'm going to back Miami, thanks for the most part to their defense, if they get the win and cover here. Miami is the marquee matchup for Saturday, October 4th. All right, let's recap the top 5. We've got the under in the battle between Minnesota and Ohio State, number 5 play. Number 4 play, California plus the field goal over the Duke Blue Devils, number 4 Cal. Number 3 play, Appalachian State minus 1.5 over Oregon State. Number 3 play, Appy State. Number 2 play, Texas A&M laying the 14.5 to Miss State. Again, the number 2 play is Texas A&M. And again, the marquee matchup for this week is Miami minus the points over the Florida State Seminoles. Folks, if you like these videos over at DocSports.com, please click on the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Certainly helps us out too. And we keep firing out those videos with the more likes and the more subscribers that we get. And check out all of my videos all week long, just about each and every day of the week. And of course, the football package will be up and available on Thursday afternoon. All of my plays as we look to continue the red hot run in college and pro football. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com. Let's put him in the win column.